One of the things that can really trip people up when sizing and selecting a gantry system is whether or not they need one or two motors for their X and X prime. Let's turn to Valen's Michael Renault and see if he can shed some light on this for us.
In this system's configuration, we're utilizing two separate servo motors to drive the X and X prime axes. This is due to the fact that they are so far apart. If the X and X prime axes were closer together, we could utilize one single servo motor with a linkage shaft between them to drive both axes. We need to do this so that the axes will move synchronously to keep the system from mechanically binding. Imagine having a large motor on the end of this actuator and a linkage shaft that acts as a coupler to drive both of these axes.
Thank you, Michael, for that explanation. It's definitely less expensive to use a drive shaft, and it's simpler. You only have to worry about controlling one motor. When you have to use two motors, you have to worry about synchronizing the motors with a function like gantry lock or following or gearing or something like that from the controller in order to make sure that those motors always start and stop together. And then you get into air recovery and stuff like that when you have two motors. But when those X and X prime axes are too far apart, then you need to have the two motors. I'm Corey Foster of Valen Corporation. I hope this helps.